Okay, I just wanted to share one quick concept which will help you to develop the state in a faster way. Now, essentially this is just once again linked to paradigm shifts from the physical body to the energetic body. Meaning it's quite common in in not just my lineage, but in internal Kung Fu in general, that we talk about relaxation. We talk about relaxing the muscles, right? And then using the structure to move, right? Which isn't a bad thing, essentially. It's not a bad thing, but I do think it's a limit on your skill development. Why? Because when someone thinks about, okay, I'm relaxing the muscles, and I'm moving the structure, right? There is definitely a greater amount of power that's achieved. So if I use physical force to push on, if I use physical force, I feel a certain sensation in my body. I feel it's tense. You can stop me even more. You can even change the stance to side on if you want, so it goes into your leg. So I can, as I push with physical force, you feel there's a certain restriction or limit due to the tension, meaning the pressure that I'm coming up against lands on the tension points in my body. Whereas if I can actually start to release the tension in my body and activate the structure, then as I go to move now, then it's going to be easier to actually offset their balance, and you're going to be able to generate more power with structure. So structure is great, don't get me wrong, and structure is a stepping stone. But the way to transcend the physical is to think non-physical, meaning rather than thinking to myself, relax the muscles, which isn't a bad thing, and think of unification of the bones through sensing them. And if you're interested in going deeper into that, go through the step-by-step curriculum. It goes through all of this stuff, right? Then what we need to do is get out of the actual relaxation of muscles and go into the sensing of the actual energy body. So you sense the space as opposed to relax the muscles. You sense the space as opposed to relaxing. And by sensing the space, you start to activate the internal energy, for lack of a better word, so that you can then use intention to start to direct that. So you start to use the space and the energy to do the movement as opposed to using relaxation and structure, which is still also powerful as well. Now, let's break that down a little bit. I'll make it very simple first, and then I'll explain the mechanics of what I'm trying to communicate here. Think in terms of space. Think in terms of frequency and energy. Align yourself with space, align yourself with the etheric body, the energy body, so that when you move, the physical body naturally relaxes because you've taken the concentration off it. When you think, relax the muscles, you're focused on the physical. When you think, use the bone structure, you're also focused on the physical. The internal power is the mind leading the energy, which leads the body. It doesn't mean you don't use the body. I'm not saying you become a fucking nothing, empty space and you magically float around and levitate. And the reason I get a little frustrated is because there's so many dickheads out there talking nonsense and giving energy in the terms of chi a bad name, so to speak, and I get it, but our intention here is to cultivate internal power. And that requires an alignment with energy, space, frequency, vibration. As Tesla said, you will discover the secrets of the universe when you start to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So by changing your paradigm, and it's not a bad thing, once again, I do use structure as a tool, right? So you do think, okay, I sync the muscles and I sense the structure so that I can use the structural power. I sync the muscles and sense the structure so I can use structural power. But then we also now, you want to start, because you might be a practitioner of many years. You might be practicing 20 years and still can't crack the internals because you're thinking in terms of physical. The internals is not physical. The physical is linked to the internals, meaning the mind and the energy are linked to the body. You have energy in your body. You have a mind. It's all one. You've got a physical, energetic, emotional, mental, spiritual bodies, but it's all one body, right? So rather than just thinking, I relax my muscles and I turn and I use my joints, you want to start thinking space, frequency, energy, and use that to move so that you start to culminate more power from your overall beingness. So rather than thinking, relax my muscles, rather than thinking, move my structure, think, connect with the energetic body. Connect with the space. Connect with the frequency. Align with the vibration. Use the frequency and the intention to lead the movement, not the rotation of your joint or the unification of your structure. They have their place. Muscle, structure, energy, intention. So they have their place, right? And they're useful tools, but it's only a station on the way to the destination. It's not the final point that you're looking to get to if internal power is your objective. Okay, so that's an interesting one. It's a great tool for development. Alignment with the energetic body, alignment with space, with frequency. Take your awareness out of trying to relax, because if you think about it from a scientific level, right, you have a cell, right? And a cell has less than 1% actual matter and more than 99% actual space and frequency. So you're tapping into what you more are, what is more of your existence. More than 99% of your actual space or actual self, so to speak, your physical body, is space and energy and frequency. So you're trying to tap into the majority of what you actually are from a spatial and physical standpoint even, because within each cell is 99.9 whatever % empty space, energy and frequency. So if you're already feeling that, you've got a good level of relaxation, you've got a good structure, but you're really trying to crack past that point, you need to realign your thinking and start thinking in terms of energy, frequency, ether, vibration, space. Look up energy body, look up etheric body, look up those things on the internet. Start to research, start to understand that there's more to life than just, your physical body, the physical sense of life, okay? So that's a good one to have a crack at. That will potentially help some of you guys out there to take that next step. So crack through just the physical, start to align with the etheric and the energetic, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.